get here, right? Been at it for 3+ years now and enjoying every moment of it. Looks like I've already got one viewer. If that's the case, type into the chat room there, and I'll see what goes. I'm just now getting there so that I can see the live 2 people watching. Wow, that was quick. I'm here. I'm gonna have to, and I'm glad I can be here and be part of your life. There we go. I'm paused the actual. Now 3 people watching. That's quick and easy. I'll take it. Oh, you're gonna love this, guys. I put a few of my little figurines and stuff in a little bag. I usually take them to like restaurants and stuff like that and say, here, let me let you choose one for part of your tip. Hey, Brandon. Hey, doctor. How you doing? And anyway, I grabbed it and put it all in a bag, and then I went and it slipped out of my hand. And talk about, well, some of it survived quite nicely, and other things didn't quite make it. So what I'm going to do is do a couple of quick repairs here. And why not? Because I can, right? Well, even that needed a little bit of a... One of the nubs came off of his little crown that I put on there. So we're going to work on every single one of these as fast as we can to get them back into good shape again. And that shouldn't take too long. And in the process, after that, if you have a request that you would like to see done, I will see what we can do about doing that as well. So, first of all, I believe the tanks are on. Or the oxygen concentrator is on, and the... No, don't say I don't know where it is, because I don't know where it is. That's not fair. It's usually right there. Is it in the floor? No. Where in the world is it? Oh, there it is. I see it now. Put it a little off kilter. My little striker here. So, let's put it back where I'm used to finding it. There we are. So what I'm going to do is do some basic repair work on every single one of these if I can. And do it as fast as I can. And it wouldn't probably hurt to turn on the oven at the same time, right? Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. We'll get there. It looks like we got 4 viewers in the room. That's great. Thank you for being there. Chat amongst yourselves if you like, or if you have a question, talk to me. I do try to... Actually, I'm going to try something else too. I think I might have a voice bot that I can put in this room as well, so that I don't even have to look up or down. It just sort of tells me when somebody chats away. Let's see if that's going to... Let's see if it's going to work here. Click mute. And where we want to be right now is there. And let's see if that's... Oh, you know what I just did? I don't know if I actually did it or not, but we will see. Now I got to get into YouTube again and click on that and see who's in the way. There we go. Let's see if it's going to work here. There we go. And we will see if anybody's... Just say hi, or one of you guys that's already said something, go ahead and say something else and see if this chat bot will work so that I can hear you. We will see. If not, then that's okay, because I'll keep looking up anyway. Right. First, you got to warm things in when you start working on them again. And you can see this was stone cold. I had it in my fingers a little while ago, so it's better. Or you can put it in the oven to warm it up easily. That works. Good to see that I've got 5 people watching. Yay!
Kevin Costello.
Yep.
Said, hello.
Thank you, Kevin. That proves that my speech bot is working. I appreciate that. That makes me know that...
Lauren Reese said, howdy.
Hello, Lauren. Nice to see you out there, too. We're going to do a lot of repairs. This whole pile here, I dropped a whole bag of my little figurines, and I've got to put wings and fins and loops back on some of this stuff. So that's my story, and I'm going to be sticking to it at the moment. Life happens that
Blazing
way.
420 Kush said, "Hi."
Hello, Blazing. Nice to see you there, too. I am glad that a few of you are out there and saying a few nice words. Again, I'm going to do
Kevin
it.
Costello said, "What would you recommend for someone just getting into the biz? Got torch, kill, now just need to develop my skills."
Sitting behind the torch and melting some glass. What type of glass figurine? Do you want to do figurines? Do you want to do beads? Do you want to do pipes? Or what do you have in mind in the long run? That's the first question. And what type of torch did you get? That's another dumb question. Well, it's not a dumb question, but it's a question. Here we go. I know that's going to take a little while to type out. That's a few things to say. And that one is repaired. All it needed was one little bit of the crown. Well, since I'm in it, I may as well warm them up and do a few more just because I can. Make it look a little bit more even all the way around. I'm here. Sometimes it's good to make them a little off and look handmade. That's the way I like my pieces. And you know, you could sit there and make it high and super fine, but sometimes.
Kevin Costello said, "Pipes but developto rigs and hollow work, bet stacks, F120.
Wow. One of the best Bethlehem stacks, F120. Okay, cool. That is a good torch to have. It has the smaller flame torch that you can do some detail work with it, and also some bigger work at the same time. It's a medium size, and it'll get you there in the long run by a long shot. Let's see, what do we got here? It is blue exotic stuff. I've got a turtle that needs a fin. First of all, let me see if I can see. Oh, here it is, I believe. There's the fin for this turtle. No, it's wrong size and different color. Darn. So that's not. Oh, there's the one that has that color fin. We'll put those two together. See if you get them all the same. It's like putting a piece of puzzle back together. A puzzle piece back together. It works. Like so. We'll get it together. First, I'm going to put a cold seal on the end of one of these fins here, so that I can warm it in again. But yeah, those are good starter. Do you have a blow hose and swivel? That's the next question, Kevin. That will help you in the long run as well to start to learn how to blow hollow stuff. And you've just got to learn how to heat it evenly and blow it out evenly. Because if you don't blow it out evenly and try to heat it up, you're going to blow out in one spot and leave another spot well undeveloped type deal. Oops. A little bit. Not a big oops, a small oops. It just went a little cattywampus from what I wanted it to go in the spot, but it went in the spot quite well. And that...
Kevin Costello said, "Yes."
Okay.
Kevin Costello said, "Most basic hand tools also."
Good. Tweezers are a good thing to have. Something to cut the glass with, like scissors or something like that. Tweezers. No, I said tweezers.
Brandon Warwick said, "Did you make anything with that wigwag the other day?"
No, it's still right here. It's right here. And I think, I'm not sure if the light will show it off or not. We'll see. Hold it. I've got to do one more thing so I can make sure that you guys are seeing a little bit of this. Oh, I'm seeing it, but I don't know if you guys are seeing it. There's, there it is. You can see it right there in the middle of the swirl. I've got some Illuminati in this wigwag that I did yesterday on Twitch, is where I did that one. Yes, I have a Twitch under the name Man of Glass. It's under in the information down below if you want to start following me over there too. That'll be a cool place to find me, usually in the evenings after 10. But I'm going to start doing it any time of the day just to get a going on it. Oh, I better put that in the oven because it's been heated up a couple of times. And that's one good thing about where my oven is. All I have to do is just flip it open and drop it in real quick. Matter of fact, here, let me show you right where that is. Let's see if I can get it there so you can see the... There it is, that little orange spot. Right there. That's my oven. Hey, and you can still see me pretty good. That's good. Maybe I'll keep that angle. And you could probably see the torch a little bit as well. That's not a bad
Mistress
idea.
Jordan Ray said, "Hey."
Hello, Mistress. Nice to see you're there. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking, and this guy was a koala bear that I did a couple of days ago, and he needs a couple of more arms and fumed with some silver because he's already got silver on him. So usually when you're going back into a piece, you find a spot that's farthest away from the actual middle where it will explode or crack open, or try to ease it in, or put it in the oven for a little while. Me, I'm the type of person that does it the hard way. And I ease it in right at the torch. And what you got to do is do a cold seal like so. It was as far away, and I don't think it was going to crack off right at that spot. And then you'll start warming it in, and you got to warm it in very, very nicely. And it looks like I've got both legs, or both arms to this koala bear sitting right here. That I'll. It was a bag of stuff that I had that I was taking around to show people what I do, and I dropped it from about 4 feet in the air, and it was like, no! Life happens. But now getting back to you, Kevin, maybe we should do a video chat or a personal thing on either Hangouts, or there's also Discord that I'm on, so that you can get some one-on-one time with me and get some better explanations on some of the stuff. But the type of torch you have sounds like it's going to be a good torch to keep going on for a while. Now, here's the next step that you do. I call this the quick cold seal so that you can attach it somewhere, like so. Let's see if I can get this to work the way I want it to.
Kevin Costello said, "Would love to have Discord."
Maybe we can do that fairly in the next couple of days, or even, well, let's see what goes. I don't know how to get in there sometimes. Oh, that's what's going on. Because of the silver, the glass is not going to puntee up too well, but we'll get there with it. Here's the one arm. We're going to put it right on again. And you do this, and somebody will never know that if you do this right, somebody will never know that koala bear was ever broken. Like I just detached that without any problem whatsoever. Now we're going to add the other one. Like it wasn't ever taken off to begin with. If I knew what I was doing, I'd be dangerous. And since it's had silver fume on it already, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more silver fume to it. Not that one. Let's see if I got one that's got some silver still attached to the glass. Of course not. Egads. Put all these things with silver on it, and you think one of them at least still be there. I found one. Here we go. Got a few people watching. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Live stream, I know. 3 times in 1 week. Don't have a heart attack over it, guys. I am going to try to do this more often because I do like the live audience. And I've gotten a better streaming platform with this OBS or whatever, or OSB, OBS is what it's called. And that is a way that you see a little bit better streaming going on. I didn't like it because of the quality that the stream was, but I also liked it because, again, I've got live response. Talk about a pair of tongs that I got for a good deal. I think I got them for 88 cents at Walmart one day. There we go. And we're going to continue on. This is another thing. I'm going to do a couple of these in the probably on Twitch tonight. Some lighthouses. They basically, this one, the bail is off of it. And let's see if I can find a bail in some of this mess. Oh, here we go. So I'll just add a bail. And make sure it's sealed on there real well. Some of them are very, really quick repairs that needed to just be done. And it made me sick to drop all of that. But then I've done it before, and I know that I know the artist that made it, so I know the guy can fix it. It's just how perturbed is he going to get that he has to fix his work again, you know what I mean? But with me, I do like the chance to, the challenge of putting the pieces of the puzzle back together again, basically. All the king's men and all the king's horses, all the king's horses and all the king's men try to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and I don't mind trying to put my pieces back together. As a matter of fact, I tell people, if it breaks, you get it back to me. As long as you pay for postage, I'll fix it free of charge. If it's mine. If it's not mine, that's another story.
Mistress Jordan Ray said, "Do you do this for a hobby, or do you make a living doing this?"
In the past, I have made a living doing this, and in the recent, I am going to try to start making a living at it again, because beginning of the year, I was working at Walmart.
Brandon Warwick said, "Oops, ask twice, sorry."
Yeah. I was working at Walmart at the very beginning. Well, actually, end of last year. I worked one day this year, and was fired due to a misunderstanding about whether I was supposed to be there one day, and it was a no-call, no-show, and they didn't like that. So that is the story, and I haven't looked back since. Thank heavens I've got a little bit of house insurance from Florence that I'm working with to make things, and in the process it's taking care of the rent, and I'm making enough to exist off of with my glass without having to dip into the house payments and stuff like that. So that's not bad. Oh, we got the penguin. All the penguin needs is his toes. Let's see if I can find his toes in all of this. A horse head, a tail, another bale, the head to a unicorn, some wings. No. Oh, there's the cat leg. I'll get back. I've got a cat laying on its back, playing with its tail that needs a leg that we'll get to in just a little bit. But, oh, there's the other leg. Oh, no. Huh. 2 cat legs. Interesting. Oh, I see. It was on the end of his tail. Got it. We'll get there. Now, where was I? Yes. But yes, I will make an existence off it again. I have done it in the past, and I can do it. So it's just a matter of being a better business manager than I used to be. The lazy cuss that I was. And plus, when I quit the last time, I didn't have access to YouTube and Facebook and Twitch to help me as well to get some customers. Matter of fact, I sort of saw the way that, and I've said this a couple of times recently, I saw back in the mid 90s, way before, you could actually do some video streaming on YouTube, on any of the major networks. All you could do is see major pictures, basically. I actually saw where I was doing something very much like this, where I would be sitting at my workbench, chatting away with somebody, making a piece for them, and then you say, "Is that what you're looking for?" And they say, "Yes, send it to me." And, boom, I've got they've paid me through, an electronic means, and the next day I have it sent out in the mail to them. And that's exactly what has occurred in the last little while. I have that capability of anything that you guys see on my bench. If you have a request for it, ask and you can receive. For a small nominal fee, plus postage and handling, tax, license, and service charges, and, oh yeah, being made by me. Why not? Yeah, no, it's usually in the $20 to $25 range for most of the stuff that I do, and some of even the smaller things like, this sea turtle right there, that one would be in the $8 to $10 range. So in other words, I'm not really overly expensive. As long as I could sell everything I make, I'd be in good shape. I'd be in really good shape. Can't complain there at all. So I have the technology, and I have the wisdom to know how to make the glass. That is the thing that most people think. Hey, I got all the tools. Now I'm going to be able to make it. You've got to learn some techniques first. And I've been at it since 1982, so I've learned a few techniques. And that's why I'm helping you guys out too, is so that you can learn a few cutting corners without cutting quality. If you got the money to get the big expensive tools, fine. If you don't have the money, that's where I come in, where I tell you about the budget torch and tell you about if you wanted to blow glass, take a propane blowtorch and start melting, start practicing, start seeing what you can do. And I also teach safety. I mean, it's very important to make sure that you've got, like for me, I don't have the glasses on my face, but if you can see right here, oops, there it went. On my heat shield, I have a diademium lens that I am looking through when I do my torch work. In other words, I'm being very safe. And I want to make sure I've got my eyes for my whole entire life. Let's just put it that way.
Costello said, "I was 7 when you started."
Well, I was only 23. 22. Excuse me. So yeah, not too far behind me. But when I started, they didn't have internet. They didn't have. One of the things I did have was. My father lived down in Miami, and there was a mall down there. The guy's name, in one way, if I could find him, I don't know if he's still alive or whatever, but his name was Dick Burkhalter. He was a glass blower, and he was in the mall down in not Homestead. Can't think of the name of but anyway, down there in Miami, and I would go and go to his booth and stand there and watch him for hours. I mean, literally hours doing glass blowing. And he realized that I was really serious about it. And I, at the time, only had a propane blowtorch that I was melting glass with. And I would go and watch him and then go home. And the worst part about it is, the thing you guys got is you have the internet and the video where you can see me do it over and over again, the same technique over and over. Then I had to watch him for a couple of hours, and it was about a 20 to 30 minute drive to get there, and a 20 to 30 minute drive to get home, and then another half hour to an hour before I could actually sit down at the torch, before I could, play. And, sometimes things were lost in the translation. But with what you guys got, have access to is so much greater. I mean, I'm immensely jealous. Not really. I'm just glad that I can be there for you. And there are times where I have, literally wished that I could have had the internet back then and had a few more things to learn faster than I did when I was doing it. But the best thing about it is I'm here now and I'm helping you guys. Pay it forward. It always helps to pay it forward. Fold and pull. As you can see, that's all I'm doing is just repairing some of this stuff. A wing here, a leg there. And again, if you guys got something that you would like to see made in particular, talk amongst yourselves, and when you guys agree on what you want to see me make, I'll do it. How's that sound? Actually, I have the last word since I'm the one that's melting the glass.
Blazing 420 Kush said, what would be a good cheap kill to start with? Nate Bush said, any tips you can give on making shot glasses with solid rod?
Well, a lot of my tutorials on making tubing from scratch would be a good one. Learning to coil pot. And again, when I say making tubing from scratch, from about here on, well, it might have looked like this when I started, but I added clear glass over it and silver fumed that and made made layer after layer onto it, and then it came out to look like that. You can do the same thing with different colored glasses. You can do it to start out with. Probably your best bet would to save you money would learn how to fume with silver and do it with clear glass. I put that on there better than I wanted it to. Sometimes your cold seals are a little bit stronger than you want them to be. But it's no big problem. Press. There that one is. Back in the saddle again.
Amber Libby said, hello.
Hello, my dear little daughter. How are you today? Did you have a good day at school? Was today your choral thing, finding out whether you got your solo? My daughter lives in Michigan and I live in North Carolina, but we get a chance to chat from time to time on YouTube and stuff like that, which is a cool thing. Let's see. This needs just a bail. Maybe I'll add some color to it while I'm at it on the main. Let's do that. A cheap kiln. Well, if you got a analog type trip cone kiln would work for you. It would just be a matter of setting up the process and everything. You can find them sometimes on Craigslist and stuff like that. Just be aware where it comes from. Buyer beware, that's all.
Amber Libby said, yes, it was my choir thing, but I don't know yet.
Oh, that's not fair. But that's people for you. They want to keep you in suspense. You can look on local, even through Marketplace on Facebook, your local flea market type things. Type in, and on to eBay, type in the word, kiln, and you'll be surprised. Between Craigslist, eBay, the Marketplace, and yard sales, you never know what you find at a yard sale. I mean, it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. And I believe...
Nate Bush said, Traverse City, Michigan currently can't decide whether to stay warm or cold yet.
Brr. Did you get snow again? This late? Or is it just in the 40s? Yeah, that's the unicorn head for you. There we go. And I need to put a loop on him. Let's see, we got one right here. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Quick seal loop replacement. There was a loop sitting right there, so I'm going to use it. Could have been to something else, but we're going to put it on this now. There we go.
Libby said, Millington, Michigan can't either.
Probably a little bit colder, right? There we go. That looks
Nate
like...
Blish said, thankfully no snow, but it's sitting around the low 40s.
Well, be thankful, because come midsummer you're going to say, oh, I wish I could have another 40 degree day. Let's add some silver to this baby and see what happens. Ready? On this thing is a little drop of silver, and this rod here is actually made out of quartz, refined quartz, and I made this little like a paintbrush palette look thing there, and dabbled a little bit of silver on it, and then when you get it hot enough in the flame, the silver just dances over and adds some color. You don't have to use quartz to do fuming work. You can use boro, but the silver tends to recess inside the boro once it gets too hot. You just have to sit there and pinch it every once in a while to bring it back up to the surface. But no big deal. And that one's done. I think I'll work on the cat next. Oh, that's not what I needed to do. I need to put them on the tweezers. Let's see how close. Yeah, I don't even have to really I can just reach over from here. Look at that. Ain't that a kick? With these tweezers, makes it a whole lot easier to put stuff in the oven. There we go. And this guy needs a loop on the end of his nose. Or I could put the loop on the bail on one of his fins. Let's do that. Almost there. I've got a bat to fix and a couple other things I can put off until a little later on. So if you guys have something...
Libby said, I haven't had a chance to go work at the torch, but I have been working with my polymer clay.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Learning 3D is a good thing.
This rain is ruining my plans to do some astrophotography.
Yeah, there's another glass blower that does astrophotography. Will Young, the guy who's one of the head honchos with Torch Talk, he does a lot of astrophotography. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, Nate. Make a loop. And the way I do the loop is I make the question mark, I bring it out way out here like this, and then start heating it up right in the middle slightly, and you can see gravity starts to work and bring that loop right back down to where it started, and then you can seal it off, like so. The loops are really easy, and again, sometimes just going over some old pieces that you wanted to almost throw away or trash, that's what I'm getting at today, folks, is you don't have to throw it away. You don't have to say, ooh, it's broken, I'm going to toss it. Say, ooh, it's broken, I need to learn how to repair something. So that when it gets time, you can fix something in a heartbeat without any problem.
Nate Glish said, I haven't heard of him. I'll have to check his channel out later.
I will also put, Torch Talk. Just look under Torch Talk channel, and he's also, I think it's under Deep Sky Dude or something like that. It's his name on Instagram or something like that. So that's him, and he is a major glass blower or a major component in the Torch Talk fam, because he was one of the founding fathers, as it were, and they've been doing the Torch Talk videos for going on 5+ years now. Wow. It was 3 years ago that I did an episode, and I'll try to see if I can't find it and put it underneath here. my very first time on Torch Talk, and that's where I got the bug, where I learned that, hey, I need to go out here and do some glass blowing and tape it so that people can see what I'm doing and enjoy my, my style of doing figurines and stuff like that. My first time on, I think I was yelling at the top of my lungs because I was so excited. Came out with, I wouldn't say strep throat, but I had a hoarse voice for a day and a half. It's just the way it worked. Get it in there. Next. Okay. Have we decided on what you'd like to see me make? Any suggestions? I'll do the rest of this stuff after a little bit. Actually, while you're thinking about it, I'll fix this art. All it needs is a bail as well.
Brian Jelks said, "Hi Lou, how is everything going?"
Doing pretty good. I'm excited to hear. I finally got, somebody showed me how to speech chat on, and I downloaded that app or put it on my web page so that I can, or my web browser, so that any chat room that I get into, it will start chatting away and saying, hey, I am here and this is my voice.
Brian Jelks said, "I would love to see you make a snail."
A snail, that sounds like a deal, and I will do that. Again, when you're rewarming something up, as you can see, I'm not putting it immediately in the flame. I'm sort of flash warming it. It's like boiling a frog. If you throw him in hot water, he'll jump out immediately. But if you start him in cold water, you'll have frog stew eventually. But that's the idea here, is if you sort of ease it in. And when you think you've done it long enough, do it just a little bit longer. And then once you're up to temp, you don't have to worry about it exploding on you. But yes, I will do a snail. I'll even do it with some major colors in it. How's that sound? I like my snails. They've come a long way.
Amber Libby said, "Maybe at some point we can set it up so I can maybe join you on a live stream in the future."
Oh yes. Oh yes. That can be done, my dear. Can be done. And then some. Even while you're here this summer. I think a few of you guys wouldn't mind seeing a prettier face than mine on the video, huh? Wouldn't you? To say the least. And also, I've got some students just recently, and I've asked them permission if they wouldn't mind. I might set it up here on YouTube one day and also on Twitch, where you can actually see me trying to teach somebody at my torch, so that you can see some of my ideas.
Said, "I've been having a lot of explosions and cracks due to inexperience."
Yes.
Brian Jelks said, "Sounds great to me. Are you a glass worker by trade?"
Was a long time ago, and then my ex-wife wanted me to have, well, when we were married, wanted me to have a paper trail job. So I sort of put the torch to the side and did that. But now that we are now ex, I'm getting back into the torch again and teaching again and making money off what I do best, which is my art, which I love. I forgot to put that heart in the oven. But yes, your problem is that you're not, glass stresses out immediately. Even Boro.
"I would like to see an implosion pendant. I have trouble with that."
Okay.
English said, "With borosilicate's shatter resistance, does that allow you to skip the annealing process, or will it still crack?"
It can still crack, and it does. That's annealing process helps a whole lot, but to help it start cooling down slower, it's not the ends to all means. But if you've only got, man, these flowers on my nose is starting, not really running, but it's starting to get a little congestion going on. But changing the subject here. Oh, if you have access to vermiculite. Vermiculite is a material that you use in potting soil and stuff. That is a way to help slow down the process of the cooling. I've learned how to bench cool things very, very nicely because I learned, and another quick trick or another quick tip that I can give you is when you work a piece, go from one end to the other end and don't go back unless you really warm it in well and cool it out well. Just start at one end and work your way to the other and don't go back. That's the best tips I can give you. And if you don't do it right the first time, you can play with it for a while. But again, the quicker you get it done and get it out of the flame, the better off you'll be and the less chance of it stressing and cracking. But the bigger it is, the more chance it's going to stress and crack. Now, let's get on to a snail, which we're going to do right here with this. And we're going to make him green. Should I make him with a green shell or a blue shell? And the other is going to be the body. And the other question, implosion pendant. Yes, I can try to do a little bit of implosion for you. I'll show you a quick couple of tricks that will help as well. My mushroom marble is a good indication, or mushroom pendant that I do here. Oh, you can't see it well in this one. Let's try this one. Here we go. The glass and the glare, of course.
Brian Jelks said, green shell.
Green shell it is. Somebody made a choice, and I'm going to go with it. And then we'll do the blue body, which will be out of this stuff, which is the moon blue in the exotic line from North Star. And these colors that I've done are what I call encased exotics. Like this is the green exotic, and I can try to put the video or a URL to the green exotics as well. It's one of those things I've got to I got to start writing some of the stuff down as I'm telling you, because I tend to forget it after I say it. But the vermiculite is a good, you can do a piece and put it in the vermiculite and it cools down slower. The slower it cools down, the less stress it will have. That is the idea of putting it in an oven where you heat it up evenly and let it cool down completely evenly. That is the process of that. And annealing is a very important part, especially if you're going to get into bigger pieces and tobacco pipes and whatever figurines bigger than, figurines bigger than a quarter. You're definitely going to have to get to learning how to anneal things. But as far as the shot glass stuff, again, if you wanted to start with just clear glass or borosilicate and watch some of my videos on making tubing from scratch, that'll give you a very good indication. And if you do not have a blow hose, it would be worth your while to get one. They're only like about $15-$20, and they are once you learn how to play with it in the flame, it is a neat tool to learn and grow with.
20 Kush said, where would a good place be to buy cheap borosilicate glass?
The cheapest stuff isn't the best, which is the Chinese makes from import, and there's like mountain. Oh, I keep MGA, yeah, Mountain Glass Art. I keep forgetting whether, because of my dyslexia, I'm not sure if it's MAG or MGA, but I think it's MGA. And it's they have a good.
Kevin Costello said, China glass at MTN Glass.
Yes, the borosilicate made by China is a little bit more stressy and cracks a little bit easier than like Pyrex or the Corning type brand borosilicate, and also um, the other two brands. Can't think. Oh, Shot Glass, which is another one, which is a very good boro, and also the last one, um, Cymax. Cymax is the one that fumes real well with silver, from what people tell me. So now in this case with my snail, it already has the swirl pattern going on, and you can see it in the shell itself.
Kevin Costello said, Cymax, Shot.
Cymax and Shot, yes. They are...
Ryan Jelks said, if you're looking for an intro to glass torch and tool set chat, you recommend Lou.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any sponsors at the moment, but I think I'm going to get some eventually that will know that if I trust their product, I'll push them every day of the week. And I've gotten, well, I'm almost up to 4,000 subscribers. That's got to say something for my tenacity, people wanting to see what I do. Okay, I'm going to make the head to this, head and neck to this snail right now. I basically just added glass to the bottom and rolled it up. And also you'll learn that if you roll it back, rock it back and forth where I am, you can see that's, you got to remember it's a three-dimensional object, and just heating it up on one side is not a good thing. So learn to turn. That's a good phrase to catch on, and people to learn to turn, because if you're not turning it and heating it up warmly all the way around, it's going to stress out and crack and break. But learn to turn. I like that. Learn to turn. Remember, you heard it here first, folks. There's the tail to this snail. It's looking really, really nice. I like where it's going. The blue, you can't really see the colors on it quite yet, the difference in the colors, but it's turning out really, really, really nice. I got to do the antennae and flatten down the base of this thing a little bit, but that's a gimme. Looks like I got 7 people watching at the moment. That's a good thing. Thanks for being out there, guys. I love an audience. That's just my forte with my glass. Money is secondary to me. Having people watch and enjoy what I do is the first thing on my list of why I do this. And teaching. I love to teach. That helps out a whole lot. And I hope I'm very informative. And if you do have a question anywhere down the line,
Ryan Jelks
just ask.
Said, what is that black pad called?
That is graphite. It is a graphite disc that you can buy. Graphite. Just look on eBay for that. There's cheap sources. You need a slab or a chunk. It does not contaminate glass. You get the rods like this, and you can put them on handles, and or I even have longer ones, but I don't have it available at the moment. But you can push and poke holes and stuff like that with graphite, and it does not contaminate the glass, which is a very good thing to have in your repertoire without having to worry about metallic contamination from tools. So, but that's graphite. I even have one of my favorite molds, and I did a what I call a Teddy Bear, a Deathafant, and Morty the Turtle images from it. Give me a second, and I'll see if I can grab it real quick, and if I can't, I'll have to cry, but I'll see what I can do. Hold on. And there's the antennae to the snail. Boy, that's looking really sweet. I like it. Thanks for the suggestion. And for a small nominal fee, you too can own this snail. We'll talk about it. Now let's see if I can find that the graphite push that I was thinking about showing you. And you bet that because I want to find it, it's not going to be anywhere available for me to show you. Nope. 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 Here we go.
Zanin Hamish.
Here we go.
You can sometimes find boxes of scrap graphite for cheap.
Yes, you can.
It's easy to work with to make your own tools.
Just remember to wear a ventilator, at least a dust mask over your face while you're working it, because you'll be sucking in that graphite. But yeah, this is my my skull push that I push a lot of figurines and stuff into, and they turn out really, really nice. I like where they went. I really do. Okay, we got to fix that guy up. Any other requests or suggestions on what you'd like to see me make right now?
Jelks said, that is one sweet snail. After I make one, we can trade.
There you go. I'll consider that.
Ian Jelks said, what does that graphite skull do? Amber Libby said, do you know the way?
Do I know the way to what? Do I know the way to San Jose? Do you know the way to San Jose? Bad joke. I know. Let me see if I can find one of those.
Amber Libby said, Brian said that.
Oh, Brian said that. Brian is having a good time, I can tell. Oh, here we go. I think I got one. I don't know if it's visible. Yeah, it is. It should be. Here we go. I found a marble that I have done. And in the marble, you can see the skull impression. And then I fumed it with silver and then layered clear all over it. So it's you take and blob some glass and make the impression.
Libby said, he's dying.
He's dying? Why is he dying? What did you do to kill him? Or should I ask? You being the younger sister. Excuse me. Glad nobody's here.
Zanin Hamish said, wow, very cool.
Yes, I like where the skull push has come. I almost wish I could get one that's even half that size, and I don't know where. I've been looking and looking. I haven't really asked somebody to make me one in particular, because the stuff I do is more miniature, and to go to a Deadhead concert or to have a Deadhead come onto the table and see the skull in a piece of artwork, they go, hey, I got to have 3 of those. Got 4 friends that want one. If you know what I mean. And that's the cool part about what I do. It's not what I have, it's what I can make for you that's so great. And there'll be somebody who wants one with a pig with a skull in it or something, and I could do that too. That's what I like about my work. It's not, stamped out 20,000 times. Each time it's individually made, and each time it's individually
Amber Libby
enjoyed.
Said, the do you know the way was a meme and the speech thing made him laugh.
Oh, when I went, do you know the way to San Jose? No, I don't know the do you know the way otherwise than that, but my son, you gotta love him. Okay, put some toes on this guy, and then he's in the kiln to be fixed. Yeah. Thinking about coming this summer, Brian? Oh, you guys got your tickets yet? No. Your mother's going to wait until the very last minute, knowing her. I hope you can get in. Sorry, guys. Here we go. And this guy's done. Just a matter of taking him off this cold weld. Cool, melting this.
Brian Jelks said, tickets to what?
They've got a Comic-Con thing going on in Detroit area that they were going to go to. And my daughter is a Doctor Who fan. And I don't know where ever she got the idea about Doctor Who in her lifetime. Never from me. He.
Amber Libby said, Brian again.
But yeah, Brian is Brian. But from me, I tell you, I've been a Doctor Who fan from the mid '80s, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to that. But yeah, she enjoys Doctor Who, and at this Comic-Con thing going on in Detroit, there's going to be David Tennant and Billy Piper, who are two major stars from the newest generation of Doctor Who, which is a cool thing. Any other requests? And if not, I'll do one more thing no matter what, and call this episode of my YouTube channel done for the day. How's that sound? Let's see. Oh, I got to fix this kitty cat. No, I'll do that with Hell Kitty around later on Twitch tonight. And I got a couple of pieces that I can still repair. Like I said, I had a whole bag of this stuff, and I was carrying it around. It slipped out of my fingers, and it
said, "What about a pendant?"
Okay. Oh yes, somebody wanted me to do an implosion type thing, and I was going to show you a quick, interesting way to do something like that.
Said, "Well, Zanin Hamish said, you were going to show us some implosion tips."
Well, how's that for saying it before? Well, you probably were typing it when I was saying it, so yes. Yes, let's do the implosion tips real quick. And I will save, I'm sorry, I'm going to save the whale for the next one. I try to not make these much longer than an hour because, if you're watching it live, it's one thing where you can be a part of it and participate. But if you're watching it when it's already been transmitted, people get bored after a while for some reason. I haven't figured that out. Maybe it's just not my live energy for me being here doing my thing. So, let's show you a way of doing some implosion, some interesting way.
Jelks said, "Let's see an implosion shake cup."
Here we go. Implosion. This is my way of doing this, and I'm not saying it's the infinitive, and it's just a idea that I'm coming up with, I guess you could say almost on the fly, but it's going to be a way of putting sort of an implosion type situation going on inside the glass. First of all, I'm going to make some stringers, some real quick stringers, nothing major, just about 3 or 4 longer pieces of glass here. And in this case, this is also another trick that everybody needs to learn, is where they're heating up a piece of glass in one spot and pulling it thinner from another spot, and keep going and making a nice straight strand as you're doing it. And I'm turning it back and forth at the same time, and you make it, try to make it as even as possible as you pull, like so. I know I make it look easy. I've only been doing it for a little while, okay, guys? But again, you're sort of heating it up a little bit down from the glass of where you're pulling. You're not trying to pull it out. And it's sort of a production line. You're getting it and extruding it out at the same time. Learning to flow the glass is a very, very important step, no matter whether it's thick or thin. The idea is controlling your glass, no matter what you're doing with it. Okay? I'm going to do, I got 2 of these green ones done. Let me do some of the blue exotic here. Where did I put it? Oh, I'm using it for the puntate. That won't help. It's like, where'd that rod go? There it is in my hand. Woo. Here we go. I'm just going to do a couple of these strands, and they'll become apparent in a little while. But learning how to do this, learning how to flow the glass is the most important part. Learning to let it flow and keeping it going all the time, back and forth. Remember, learn and turn. Learn to turn. Right? Isn't that the statement I came up with earlier? Learn to turn. Back and forth even. That's what I'm doing. Rolling back and forth, and it's turning as it goes. There's one. I'll do another one about the same length. Very important. Learn how to control that glass. Here we go. Stretch. Oop. And you can see there's going to be some time where it's going to get a little thicker, a little thinner, a little thicker, and a little thinner until you get it controlled the way you want it. I did that on purpose so that you could see that. Just learning to heat it and flow. When you learn how to do that, learn how to flow the glass like that, the fold and pull method that I talk and explain about will come a whole lot easier. It will work itself into a lot of the stuff you do. Okay? Okay. Now, you ready for this? Get ready for this. On this, I've encased, I took a rod. Matter of fact, it was this rod. Like this. And I encased it with clear and layered it over and stretched it out and layered it over some more and stretched it out, layered it over and stretched some more. And believe it or not, let me see if I can nip this to show you. Of course, when I want to show you, and grab a pair of, there we are. Let me see if I can do this. I won't do it with this one. Actually, let's see if that one's here. It looks really, really thick. But when you look at it straight on, you can see it's only a little dot strand in the middle of that. That's that same dot strand. There it is. It looks bigger, but the glass makes it look bigger. It's magnifying itself. But with this, I'm going to make some implosion. Or reverse implosion was what I call it. I've got some other colors over here I'm going to use. Some strands that I've already made up that will help out a whole lot to start out with. We got some yellow.
Amber Libby said,
some blue.
I will call you after your live stream. Okay.
Sounds like a plan, my dear. I love you, my dear daughter. I'm having second thoughts about my son, though. Ha ha ha. No, I'm not. Love him, too. I'll say it to the highest rooftops, and he's going to go, "Aw, shucks, what are you talking about?" This is just one way of doing implosions. And it's not written in stone either. What I'm going to do is write on this glass. Just add some layers. Like so. Now I'm going to add, I've got some white right here. I think this will work. Another one with white. And there we go. Doesn't look like much, does it? And here we go. Kick it up a notch. Now I'm going to layer this glass over this glass, over the colored glass. Yeah, I used white and blue on this thing. And this is just one way to do implosion. This is not, you'll see the results in a little while. I'll show you the top from the top up here, what it looks like.
Amber Libby said, "My ducklings are driving me insane. Want some duck nuggets?"
How about some milk and crackers? She's got little ducklings. That's one thing that I sort of missed from the family was before my wife came into my life, animals, I didn't have any pets. And plants too, you couldn't kill even if you tried.
I heard duck is the crispiest bird.
Can be. But you shouldn't talk around really actually cooking those ducks. I think the words over my dead body is what her mother might say. Chickens, now that's a different story. She'll fricassee a chicken in no time if she has to. This is a very simple way to do this. Layer clear over it. And I'm going to also now nip it off near the top in the center here and add clear glass over the top of it. Let's see if we can get this done right. There we go. Look at that. Nipped off really clean and clear. Got a nice blue dot in the middle. Now let's get the thing on a punte here. Oop. Let's do it this way. There we go. And now we're going to add clear glass over the top of it. And that will be an implosion type. This is very simple, but you can get more detailed and more delicate as you do this. It's your own style. This was just to show you real quick a way to do an implosion.
Said, I just made Brian a pendant out of polymer clay.
Cool. What type of animal or figurine did you make it into, Amber? Now here's the really cool thing. This is going to be sort of like a flower with the pedestal in the middle. But what I'm going to try to do is you see how it sort of goes up to a hill and then a valley? I'm going to bring a hill and valley to the other side about the same way, and then heat it up and let the two valleys smooth out each other, and that should bloom out the sides of the petal of the flower.
Amber Libby said, it's a shark tooth with the number B on it.
Oh, cool. BB shark, 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 baby shark, shark. BB shark, BB shark. You have to know my sense of humor. Now again, you can sort of see it where it's almost like a squashed peanut. You see a hill and valley and a hill and valley. And what I'm going to do is now bring and let it all sort of equalize out. This is going to be a very simple marble. But as it equalizes out to the edge, it will also bring out the edge of the petals and bloom them out a little bit wider. And again, I didn't take my time to do this, but it gives you a direction to go in and play and experiment and get a little bit closer than what you were 5 minutes ago. That's my intention, okay, guys? To show you outright how to do it is not my deal. But if you learn how to do it from me, just remember me when you're rich and famous. Yeah, I learned my deal from Lucian Libby. Yep. It's getting more round as I do this. And the edges of the pedal are coming out. Is what I was after. I will show you this from the top view in just a second. It's almost there to where I can give you a better view. Whew. We're getting there. Smooth out this bottom. I'm really glad I found this speech chat thing in my browser so that I can not have to look down and see what somebody has to say every once in a while, which is a cool thing. I'm really excited about having that. That way I don't ignore people's questions and be sitting here for 5 minutes concentrating on something and realize that somebody said something 5 minutes ago. Round it in a little more. Let it start cooling a little bit. I can see it quite nicely in there. And you got yourself a white and blue petaled fleur. Ugliest looking fleur that you could ever imagine, but that's a fleur. Yeah, now you can start to see it a little bit. Gives you a little idea to go on, doesn't it? Make some flowers, make some tentacles to a octopus or something, or make an implosion with lines. You can do them with lines. I just did it with more like petals. But if you did them thinner and even dots, you could do the same idea, and we'll pull the dots out a little bit more. And you can see that's what happened here with the petals. It was one size, but once it got inside, it sort of expanded, which is pretty cool. Any other questions? And again, I will do the, what was the other thing that somebody asked me to do? A pendant. A whale. Yes, I will do the whale. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow, but I will try. All depends on how long. I plan on going down towards Wilmington for something, and depends on when I'm back and how tired I am. But I'm pretty sure I can get in there and do something with you and make a whale. The one that I've liked and I've done recently is Jonah inside the whale, and there's which works out really, really well. Literally, well. Now to fire polish where I had the punte. And that marble's done. Pretty as you please. That implosion could have easily been a pendant and or other things, but it gives you a direction to go in, and again, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to say this is the way you got to do it and that way only. I want you guys to become more inspired by what I do and go in your own directions. That way it's yours and not mine or somebody else's. That's the way I've always tried to do my work. Now, you can't help it. There are going to be people that you're connected to that you like. For me, I like Frank Frazetta when I was a kid. The drawings that he used to do, and also Boris was another artist that I. But the way that he drew muscle structure helps me to get a better comprehension. And when I do a person that some of the anatomy will be a little bit more correct than if I hadn't have looked at Frank Frazetta and his work and stuff like that. So no matter what you do, even me just now talking to you is influencing your life for the future to go forward and do whatever you're going to do, whether it be drawing, whether it be painting, whether it be getting into glass blowing. It's what you do, and you've got to be proud of what you do to help you go forward. With that, guys, I'm going to call it quits for the day. Thank you very much for being out there, as always. I enjoy it. And as I have said more than once in my career, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day. And I don't know how to shut this thing down right. Maybe if I do down the... let's see. What do I got to do? No, not that one. So it's going to be, how do I get out of here?
Kevin Costello said, have a great night.
Thank you, Kevin. Let's just go ahead and shut that one down and see if that will do the trick.
Zanin Hamish said, well said. Thank you again for the stream.
And thank you, guys.
Chalks said,